Get involved. Sometimes even you can chaperone. You can, when they are going on a trip, you can volunteer. Go there, be with those kids. It's only one day, it's only a single shift. Be with those kids, be around them. And you get to learn the kind of an environment that your son or your daughter is spending time. You can even volunteer in school. Go there. Give yourself one day. See the kind of life that your son or your daughter is living. Because that environment might transform your daughter or your son to a form that you'll never change. Be very careful. So you may be too busy, doing your doubles, doing your triples, but the damage that is being done to your son, the most valuable possession that you have, is unimaginable. So some schools are bad. Now I come to my question. My question is, what can you tell a parent? Because I know parents want to give the best to their kids. What can you tell these parents who want to move their daughters or their sons from a public school, and they know it deep down in their heart, they want to do that, but they cannot afford right now?
I thank you for that. That is profound. Let me go back to something you just said. I used to go to the schools where my children go, especially this school where they were, and I would talk to the teachers in front of the children, and I would tell the parents, I would tell the teachers, if you realize there's a problem with my child, this is my number, call me. In front of the child. So you have to counter and encourage those teachers to be a part of that, because when you establish that even in a child, they will know when the teacher calls, it's not going to be easy. Let the teacher call because of a problem that is really academic but not anything else. So the parents have got to get involved at that level. I discovered when my children were in that middle school that no matter how much money I made, and let me tell you, money is not everything. In the year 2008, my business made 6 figures, 7 figures. And I looked at that money. And I looked at my body. And I asked myself, is it worth it? Where you're making so much money, and you're seeing your kids, but you don't know what they are doing. You're seeing them every day, but you do not know what these kids are doing. That was my stage at that time. My transportation company had almost 20 tractor trailers at the time. I employed whites, blacks, and everybody. Some of them would tell me, we'll shoot you dead if we don't get your check, our check, on Friday by the time they're coming from Texas. I've lived through those threats. Or a truck is left in Louisiana picking up sugar. Somebody has gone into drugs. I have to get out and see what I'm going to do to bring that truck back to Atlanta. You look at drivers stealing from you. Some guy is a pastor. You look at him, he looks holier than anybody else. He carries a Bible. You are being called at 2:30 in the morning, and somebody is telling you, I'm at this gas station, and there's a truck here that has your number. I saw the truck number on the side, the decals, and I decided to call because that guy has offered to fill my truck with fuel, and I gave him $100. Imagine filling a truck that you're filling in diesel worth almost $800 for $100. I sat and asked myself, what is money for? If I see my kids, I have 4 cell phones. Every day I come home, they're there, daddy, 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 and I go to bed, I'm so stressed because any minute I might get a call. That's when I sat down and I said, let me change everything. I downsized to a level that was going to be manageable. I brought in the right people to do certain things, and I made sure that my kids went to a school, and that is where all my money has gone. I'm a broke man right now, but I know where the money has gone. I made sure that I sacrificed my resources at the time, in terms of finances, to make sure that the money that I needed to provide for their school fees was available. And I've never been disappointed. And like I said, my mother said, 18 years is not a long time. When the kids finish 18 years and they get up and they go, you have another 30, 40 years to do anything with your money. You have to educate your children. You have to provide for those kids. If the kids are not in a good school, those kids, you must get the money and take them to the schools where they will get the education that they need, because there is no better pride than you being called to see what your child has actually done out there. For me, I enjoy it every day. This guy who got into Emory and became the anesthesiologist, he lives in the best suburb in Atlanta. He lives in a greenhouse. I mean, he's in his place of work. He can always tell you how to get to his place. He'll press buttons and find yourself inside the house. I mean, he has earned it because of the sacrifices I made. I might not get any money from him, but he'll never bother me. If you want peace as an old man in your house or wherever you go, take care of that problem. It is the most dangerous group of people not to take care of as a father. Take care of those and you'll have any kind of life later. Right now, I'm still trying to live, but the pressure of where am I going to get, what is my child going to do here? Or why haven't I gotten a call? No, I don't have any pressure anymore. All I want to do is to get to know my God, because I think I'm getting a little bit older. I'm trying to, I still know him one way or the other, but I want to be a lot closer to him in my own way. And at the same time, I want to live a life that is satisfying, a healthy life. I want to take care of myself because I want to see my grandkids at some point. We must do what we must do for those kids. There's no question about it. And if we abdicate that responsibility of taking care of your child, I don't care how successful you are, you're not doing anything. You are going to be a problem to everybody else, even you as a parent. That I know. So if you have children, please, let's get to those kids. Let's evaluate whatever it is that they're doing. If they're not in the right school, spend money. And God always provides. You might think you don't have money, but God always provides that money for those needs. It has happened to me. This kid was going to Emory. His tuition in a year was almost coming to about $60,000. Of course, with grants and everything out there was a balance that was actually ending up paying. But I don't know. And the private schools, spending over $3,000 in a month to take them to school. That is a sacrifice you must pay. You'll be glad in the end. Thank you.